So, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back. We're spreading organic manure on the stubble ground here. Tanks are full, so any ground that's fit to take it is taking it. It's great for the worms. I was spreading in a field over the road, and in ground that looked suitable, and well, the tanker set down, so that was the end of that. We're putting it out at about 2,000 gallons to the acre. I'll attach a picture to get stuck, just for record, but it wasn't great. Got a little fast there. So yeah, so we're in the Mass Ferguson 6485 Tier 2 with the 2,700 Gallon Belmec. We've been at Slurry up to this, and I'm contracting, but the ground for customers has gotten too wet, so we're waiting for ground to dry up. We relieved a good bit of pressure on lads' tanks. One lad had a 150,000 gallon tank, but we took 10 loads out of it. So it's just been a matter of a balancing act for the last couple of weeks since the opening date. Nothing too dramatic. I'll give you a talk through the control box in a few minutes. We're in a field here. We've got a lower field, there's 18 acres in it. I'm just doing the headlands. It's been a couple of hours since I got stuck. This field and the other field I was doing are for beans. So if I can get the weather in about 3 weeks time, I'll probably end up sowing beans in these fields. I have my own home saved seed, and I had that sent off to be tested with the Department of Agriculture. So hopefully soon I'll have an answer for that, or I know what germination is, and I know how much seed I need to buy. This is just a quick video of where I was driving down the lane and off the lane into the field, and I started spreading, and I very quickly knew the ground was too wet. But at that stage I decided that the only way through it was forwards, because if I stopped and had to change momentum, the tractor would sit down. And as you can see, I eventually did decide to change direction, and the tractor just set. So you'll see the picture of the tractor and tanker stuck. It took the 190 horsepower Mass Ferguson 6490 and the JCB TM310S to get the tractor and tanker out.
See
Okay, so we're in the 6485 here today, and as I mentioned in the video I titled Winter Maintenance, an Expensive Affair, I mentioned that the ECU on this tractor blew. So we finally have the tractor back. She's supposed to be putting out around 170 horsepower now, which is okay because that's the kind of the frame of the tractor. So it's the same as the 6490 we have. She's got a better steering lock and no front brakes. Sorry, I'm just watching where I'm going. What can I say? I like the 64 series tractors. The Dynashift switch is really nice. I have to admit that for this kind of a job, if you gave me a choice between this tractor and anything else in the yard, I probably would end up taking this one. The 6490 is my favourite tractor that we own, but it'll depend really. I use the 6490 for sowing corn or running the drill, and I probably, if I was spending a day drawing grain or anything, I'd take it. But for like slurry or drawing dung, brown straw or spreading dung or anything that requires kind of tight gates or a lot of road work or anything like that, I take this tractor just because it's so nimble. The 3645 that I will do a review on is a great tractor as well. The Dynashift is a similar system, but it's on a right hand shuttle with a big gear stick instead of just the left hand shuttle and a Dynashift. I much prefer the Dynashift. But anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but we're letting out the wind at the moment, so we just turn off our PTO and let out all the stuff. And we've a hydraulic changeover on it, which I just changed. Stick it back in the high box, and off we go. Yeah, as I mentioned before, we're running 3 masses and 3 cases. The masses compose of the top horsepower and the cases are lower horsepower. We have 145 horsepower massey, and now we have, this one is 170 horsepower and the other one is sitting at 192 because we got the injector redone on and it's sitting a lot higher than it was, which is great. So the field here we're spreading at the moment is only literally at home. We're coming in off the lane at the top of the field and spreading down it, and then we're coming out a gate at the bottom of the field and just coming up the road to the road entrance. The idea of this is to try and reduce compaction in the field. So literally you're only just doing down, and we're going to follow the one track out. So we can just step in with the subsoiler when ground dries up, and we only have to do maybe 2 widths of subsoiler instead of we're going up and down, up and down, up and down. You nearly have to subsoil the whole field. And we have a lot of rocks and drains and a lot of stuff like that that needs watching. One of the things I do like about the masses is this automatic function. While I still have the manual gear stick in them, this will go through the Dynashift on its own. So you have 2 settings, well, there's 3 settings I suppose. Off, on for road mode or pulling a plough or anything like that, and then you have field mode. Or not field mode, sorry. Then you have pulling a trailer mode. So that just changes the red before the tractor changes over. it's 2,700 gallons. And we have a full height sight glass on it. And it's kind of dirty because the ground conditions aren't amazing. Sure, I'll let you go when it's filling and we'll talk when we're back in the field. Okay, so we're turning on the PTO. So first thing you do is flick the switch to here, turn on the PTO. We've revved up to about 1500. We're running in third gear B, and then you pull this lever here to open it, so you can see it spreading away there. So this is the control box. So this switch here is for the hydraulic changeover. This here folds down the trailing shoe. This angles it down so it's running on the ground. This opens the gate or the lollipop stick or the door for the trailing shoe. And this is just work lights. When all of these switches are down like that, this lever here controls the splash plate, which is what we're using at the moment because there's no point in putting this out through the trailing shoe because there's not going to be anything to be gained by it. There's near enough to no nitrogen in this stuff. It's just basically worm food. So yeah, so we're on our last length of the field here. You can see here along by the ditch, and that'll mean all the ground that is suitable for, or travelable rather than suitable, is done. So now I have this bit done already in the last tanker, so I'm just going down to do the bottom headland down below. I have the sunglasses on here now again. It's a crazy time. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so this is the basics trailing shoe for the basic control unit for the trailing shoe. We're very impressed with the tanker. It's good, it's comfortable. It's both a pro and a con. The barrel of the tanker is smaller, which means that to get the same space, the tanker's longer. But because it's smaller, it means the tanker is lower to the ground and narrower. So it's able to run on the road a lot better than other makes. So we find it very good for that because we spend a good bit of time on the road with this tanker. Because a lot of our customers will just get an umbilical system in for this time of the year, and then when it comes to silage ground, we'll draw it, or when it comes to away ground or out farms, that's the word I'm looking for. So we would be doing very little tight yards. Well, there's some tight yards, but there wouldn't be as many as there could be, or have been on other occasions. Yeah, we're spreading it on our own stubble ground here today because customer ground is too wet. We have spread a bit of slurry on stubble for customers, but not a massive amount. We got the ESB poles moved. There was one sticking out about 18 meters from the ditch over there, so that was moved into the ditch, and that moved this one sideways. But as you can see now, it's very close to a tram line, whereas where it was exactly halfway between the two tram lines. So the breakaway off the sprayer just give it a tap each time it was going by. There's somebody in a Leylande tractor. I very much like these magnetic phone holders. Just stick it there and you're sorted, you're away with it. There's no ifing or button, like you get a message, you take it down, you sort it out, you put it back. Whereas with all the other ones, see I'm turning it off here now while I go around the corner. We don't want to get it too close to the house. So we're just going to do a turn around here and head back the way like this. And now I'm opening up again and it's spreading away. So here's these people I was talking about. And you can feel us crossing. The reason the new ESP poles went in was because the old line was so low that it didn't actually catch the John Deere, but it used to catch the Class as it went in under it. Sorry, the chute, if you left the chute out, it would catch the Class combine, but not on the John Deere. So that's kind of a good thing. Now, you can see here we're running out, as I said previous. So I turn off PTO, let out all the wind. Actually, it's still a fair bit in it, actually, looking at it. So we're just going to turn up the field here a little bit, just to get rid of the last of it.